Hello everyone and welcome to round 4 of the International GT Open, live here from the Red Bull Ring in Austria. My name's Chris McCarthy. It's great to have you along with us today. This is qualifying and it is a very, very special qualifying indeed, because today we are qualifying for the 200th race of the International GT Open. 200 races since we have been running the championship from 2006. So it's a very special qualifying and then a very, very special race later. We had a little bit of a celebration after the race yesterday to celebrate 200 races of this fantastic series. And I wonder who is going to take that top step of the podium, because it will be one we remember for years and years to come. Well, if you weren't with us yesterday, we had a very, very entertaining race indeed. 70 minutes was the race. Today's race will be 60 minutes. And it was a very close race out front. The handicaps in the pit stops did come into play, but out front, Giacomo Alto and Albert Costa were the team to take the win. And with the top 5 in the championship going into yesterday's race split by just 12 points, we did always know that there was going to be a chance of changes in the front of the pro class, and that did happen. Costa and Alto jumped ahead of Chavez and Kodric with their second win of the season, their first being the very first race we had for the season at Paul Ricard. Chavez and Kodric, who are yet to get on that top step, they have now fallen behind Costa and Alto. So Costa and Alto sit on 64 points in the Emil Frey Racing Lamborghini, and then Chavez and Kodric for the Teo Martin Motorsport team and their McLaren 720 are second. And Michael Grenier and Norbert Seidler are third place in the standings now. They are in the Emil Frey Racing Lamborghini Huracan, the number 14. Then we have Fran Rueda and Andres Saravia in the Teo Martin Motorsport McLaren. Now, those two unfortunately picked up a penalty earlier in the race. In fact, that was Fabrizio Crestani, wasn't it? And Miguel Ramos was the team to do that. They picked up a penalty in the SPS Automotive Mercedes, and they are now 5th in the championship, having finished 9th yesterday. So, to give you a rundown of who finished where yesterday, it was Albert Costa and Giacomo Alto who took the win by 14 seconds ahead of a new entry, Senkier Motorsport team with the BMW M6. It was Betze Visser and Richard Gonda who finished in second. Betze Visser, she was in the car for the second stint and did a brilliant job at defending from Enrique Chavez in the Teo Martin Motorsport car, a battle that went on for the last 2 to 3 laps, but Visser defended perfectly and it forced Chavez to just settle for position in the end and take the 3rd place and the points that went along with it. Fran Rueda and Andres Saravia, they were early leaders in the race, but pretty big handicap for them in the pit stops yesterday. They finished 4th place in the end and were pretty pleased with that. Then in 5th place, we had our lead Pro-Am car, which was Schandorf and Thomas Tejula for Vincenzo Sospiri Racing. Thomas Tejula, new driver in to race with Schandorf, and took the win on his first appearance. Second in the Pro-Am class and 8th overall was Marcelo Hahn and Alam Koder for Teo Martin Motorsport. And then 3rd was the Raton Racing by Target team, Jiatong Liang and Raffaele Gianmaria in the Lamborghini Huracan. The winning AM team fell just behind those guys. It was HDP Motorsport, Alexander Racharina and Martin Conrad, both Austrian drivers, so a very happy day for them. Yesterday, they're driving the Mercedes AMG. Second in the AM class was Davide Roda, and 3rd in the AM class was Giuseppe Cipriani. Now, in terms of the Pro-Am standings, we haven't had any changes at the front, but it is a lot closer. Tom Onslow Cole and Valentin Pierberg, who really did struggle yesterday, both in qualifying and then in the race. Pierberg was out in qualifying yesterday. So essentially how that works, if you're new to International GT Open, one driver does the Saturday session and then the other driver does the Sunday session. That's if you have two drivers, because there is a handful of teams who are just one driver teams. But they, Enzo Cole and Pierre Berg, they did have a 10-point lead, the SPS Automotive Mercedes team. But Scharndorf, with that win, along with Tumas Tadula in their Lamborghini, they have closed the gap from 10 points to 3 points. And then we have, well, Can Ling is classified then in 3rd place, but he is no longer racing with Scharndorf in that team. So he'll fall down the standings once again today. So effectively 3rd in the standings is now Kenny Habul and Thomas Jaeger. So Kenny Habul for the Rao Racing Sun Energy One racing team, the Australian along with his German teammate, they are racing in a Mercedes. And they are up into, they will go up to 3rd in the standings today as long as they get a decent result. Ratchelino and Conrad, no surprise that they are leading the AM class. They took their 5th win of the season yesterday. They took the first 4 wins at Paul Ricard and Hockenheim. Didn't win at Spa, had a non-finish and a 2nd place, but back on the top step once again. They'll be wanting to do the double here for sure. Davide Roda is now 9 points back from them. Giuseppe Cipriani just 1 point behind Davide Roda. So interesting in terms of the championship, but that said, it is only, of course, round number 4. We still have Silverstone, Barcelona and Monza to go after this. So plenty of changes can still happen, but it is very close. And with it being so close, there could be a chance that we see some changes with the championship leaders going into Silverstone. Okay, here was the winning car yesterday on screen for you. It's the number 63. Giacomo Alto is going to qualify in the car today with Albert Costa qualifying yesterday. Alto was the driver that took the car to the flag. Fantastic performance from the Italian yesterday. Up to the line he goes. Quite a young driver as well, Giacomo Alto. In comparison to his teammate Albert Costa, very experienced, and that's a pole position time then. Giacomo Alto goes to the top with a 1:28.713. At the moment, it's Mateusz Lizowski in 2nd place, but let's go on board with Alto and have a listen. So where we can see Giacomo Alto up towards turn number 3. Lizowski is 2nd place, only 27 thousandths back from Giacomo Alto at the moment. That's the number 77 car. That is Olymp Racing, by the way, who are a new team this round as well. Olymp Racing, they've got 2 cars, one in the Pro-Am class and one in the AM class. Now, their Pro-Am car is an Audi R8. That is the car that is 2nd at the moment. A bit of a disaster for them yesterday, though, because they got tipped round by one of the, I think it was one of the Lazarus Racing cars at the very start of the race. And that, in fact, I think it was the number 75 of Jaeger, but it brought an immediate end to their race, unfortunately, so they only made it 3 corners in. So they haven't really had a chance to show what they can do in the Pro-Am class, nor the AM class, because they struggled with problems there as well. 3rd place is Betske Visser. Of course, podium for them yesterday, but not anymore, because Norbert Seidler in the number 14 Emil Frey racing car has just gone up to 3rd place. And here, coming into view now, we can see the number 77, in fact the number 27 I think that is. This is Nicholas Pola coming up to our view now. Nicholas Pola for Lazarus Racing. Lazarus Racing, what a disaster they had yesterday. There you can see the number 27. The number 26 is just a couple of cars ahead. They crashed into each other yesterday at turn number 1, and as I said yesterday, I imagine it was a pretty awkward evening in that team, because it was a move that was unfortunately not really on. The 26 car flying down the inside of the 27 car, and unfortunately it all ended in tears. Both cars ended up facing the wrong way, and for the number 26 Lazarus racing car. That was their first of 3 incidents yesterday, so let's hope they have a much cleaner run of things today. This is Edward Cheever, the third, currently in second place in the number 93 Spirit of Race / Tempesta racing car. Christopher Froggatt qualified yesterday in the Ferrari 458, but it's Edward Cheever, the third today. Let's see what they can do. With the Pro-Am teams, you'll find when the Am drivers go out, sometimes they'll qualify a little bit further down the field. When the Pro cars, when the Pro drivers come out, they'll be much further up the field because they're a lot more experienced. And Edward Cheever, the third, demonstrating this at the moment, up in second place. This car qualified 20th yesterday, but don't be surprised if you see it up the order today. Likewise, Pierre Berg and Onslow Cole, because Onslow Cole was in that car today, and there's a good chance that Pro-Am team will be up the field. That'll be the same case for a lot of the Pro-Am teams, so we could see a real shake-up. To give you an idea of who qualified where yesterday, it was Teo Martin Motorsport all front row with Rueda and Chavez, and then the car of Seidler and Grenier was third. The Pro-Am pole car was Visser, which you can see on screen. In fact, they were promoted to a pro team. So, excuse me there, it was actually Marcelo Hahn and Alan Coder who were the leading Pro-Am team, and then Rachiuino and Conrad were the leading Am team. So those were where the teams qualified yesterday. This is the number 93, the Ferrari 458, Edward Cheever the third. As we said, they qualified down the field yesterday, but now Edward Cheever's out there. He's doing a very good job at the moment. Now, Enrique Chavez is just starting to pull the pin further down the field. In the number 59, Enrique Chavez has gone purple through the first sector. This is the car that did lead the championship going into yesterday, finished third, yesterday, qualified second. Let's see what Enrique Chavez can do. We've picked it up now as we come through turn number 7, now through 8, and up towards turn number 9 we go. They've done a 22.056, a 39.5, which is very, very quick through the second sector as well. Not the quickest time we've seen, but very quick. It's a 128.5 they have to beat. Out of the final corner we go. Where can Enrique Chavez get to? Let's have a look as he comes across the line. Now he goes to third place, so a good time there from Enrique Chavez, the Portuguese driver, going to third place, 128.690. However, you'll see ahead of him is Tom Onslow Cole for the SPS Automotive team. We're on board with Visser, who's coming into pit lane. So this is just going to be for a couple of changes. They don't do any driver changes. It will just be some adjustments to the car. But what a time that was from Onslow Cole. That car was 20th on the grid yesterday, 19th, in the grid with Valentin Pierberg in the car. Onslow Cole, the pro driver in that team, has jumped in and put them up to the front row. He is in the number 20, so we'll try and find him at some point. But we are following the car that is quickest on circuit at the moment in Enrique Chavez. He's gone quickest through the first sector, so we'll stay with him as we come up towards Power Horse. And now going down to the newly named Nicky Lauda corner. Enrique Chavez only has to find over 1/10, and at the moment he is doing that as we have as Alan Codes has just gone up to third place for the number 16. So that's the Teo Martin Motorsport Pro-Am team. They're up to third, but can Enrique Chavez go even quicker? Let's have a look as they come up towards the final corner. Enrique Chavez, what can they do? We've also got Johnny Adam going very quickly just ahead of this as well, and Johnny Adam goes to pole in the Aston Martin coming into view. There you can see Johnny Adam through turn 1 goes to pole, and further back, what was Enrique Chavez able to do? They went to second place. Well, Johnny Adam, who has joined Ollie Wilkinson for this race, of course, he is a former Le Mans winner, a 3 times British GT champion as well, Johnny Adam. Very excited to see him in the championship. He wanted a podium yesterday. They didn't quite get that, but with a good qualifying today, there's every chance that they can get that result today. At the moment, they sit pole position and they're going even quicker on this lap. It is extremely close out there at the moment. There is 3 tenths between the top 7 teams, and there's only 1.5 tenths between first and second. Johnny Adams going quicker on this lap. So is Enrique Chavez in second. Fran Rueda in 4th place is also going quicker. So is Tom Onzo Cole in 6th place. But we'll stay with Johnny Adams for the time being. He'll be the first of those cars to cross the line. Bit further back, Norbert Siedler has gone quicker in 5th place, 128.5. It's now less than 3 tenths between the top 5. But is Johnny Adam about to extend his lead out front? Purple sector 1, purple sector 2. The Aston Martin tips its way through the last corner. What can Johnny Adam do for the Optimum Motorsport team? He comes up towards the line to complete his 9th lap and goes quicker. It's a 128.048 for Johnny Adam. What a time that is from the British driver. He's almost 4 tenths clear from the rest of the field, but we now pick up the car that started pole position yesterday. It's the number 17 Teo Martin Motorsport car into the final corner. Fran Rueda is in the car for them at the moment. He's gone purple through the 2nd sector, and he goes 2nd place, 128.227 for Fran Rueda. Brilliant time there from the Teo Martin Motorsport team. They go up to the front row. Enrique Chavez is 3rd place then for the Teo Martin Motorsport team, and then it's Tom Onzo Cole in the number 20 SPS Automotive Mercedes. Giacomo Alto in the Lamborghini is 5th place for Emil Frey Racing. Norbert Siedler is 3rd. Class leaders, Tom Onzo Cole leading for the number 20 SPS Automotive car in 4th. The leading AM team at the moment is Davide Roda down in 17th place. But Johnny Adam, guess what? He's going even quicker on this lap. Can he jump into the 127s? His time last time was a 128.048. The pole time yesterday was a 128.2, so we're already beating that. Can we see someone in the 127s? Yes, we can. It's a 127.895 for Johnny Adam. What a time that is. Over 3 tenths clear from the field. However, we must find the number 16 because Alan Coder is going quicker as well in 2nd place. Can they reduce the gap to the lead car? It's Pro-Am cars 1 and 2 at the moment. I believe we've picked them up now as we are coming down towards what I think is turn number 4. It is, as we now come through turn number 5. This is the car that will start 2nd at the moment. We have a Pro team leading. This is the lead Pro-Am car. Alan Coder coming through turn 6. Now up towards Nicky Lauda corner we go. What can they do through the 2nd sector? They're not going quicker. However, they have gone quicker through the 3rd sector. They've still got the last sector to try and improve. Their time at the moment is a 128.215. What can they do on this lap? Here we go into the penultimate corner, now going to the final corner. No traffic that they will be hindered by in the final stages of this lap. Oh, it's a little bit wide at the final corner, but I think he's just got away with it. Alan Coder up to the line, does go quicker, 128.209, but it's only enough to be 3 tenths behind Johnny Adam for Optimum Motorsport. Just over 10 minutes to go then, and time to take a quick breather, I think. So it's Adam, Coder, Rueda, Chavez, Onzo Cole, Alto, Siedler, Lezowski, then it's Martinez and Ed Cheever the 3rd. Nicolas Polar's going quicker, by the way, out there in the number 27, as is Daniel Zampieri in the number 6 as well. So a few improvers, but our lead car is into the pits. A few changes, I imagine, and then they'll come out for the final 10 minutes or so of this session. We've got quite a few cars down there in pit lane. I can see a Teo Martin Motorsport have just come in. We have someone going across the line, but no improvements. Daniel Zampieri did improve on his last lap, though, as did Nicolas Polar. Right, who'll be picking up now? This was our AM winners yesterday and our AM championship leaders. It's Alexander Ratchawina and his teammate Martin Conrad. It's HTP Motorsport. Very easy to identify from a distance. So that's going to be good for the crowd who are here watching. They'll be able to pick out their car very, very easily. We'll see what time they can do, and just having a look at the timing screens, they're not actually going quicker on this lap. One car that is, though, is Raffaele Gianmaria in the 19. They are going quicker, 22.1 in the number 19. They're about 6th or 7th in the Pro-Am standings, so a good time for them would see them up the order. Here we go on board with Giacomo Alto. Let's have a listen. Just having a listen to the Emil Frey Racing Lamborghini as we now come through Niki Lauda corner. Fantastic stuff there. Always good to have a listen to the onboards. Cars sound absolutely fantastic. They sound even better from the circuit. And if you are watching International GT Open and want to come and have a watch for real, well, we are at Silverstone next after this. And then we are going to Silverstone is next. That'll be on the 7th to 8th of September. And then we go to Barcelona in Spain on the 21st and 22nd, sorry, of September. And we end our season in Monza on the 12th and 13th of October. So if you are near any of those tracks and free on any of those dates, why don't you come down and have a watch of the International GT Open. Fantastic support racing as well, of course. We do just have Euro Formula Open out qualifying, so we've got a great mixture of both tin tops and single-seaters on the support packages as well for our races, which is always great to see. But these cars do just sound fantastic when you sit out in the grandstands like I was able to during practice. You can often just identify by sound who is going round the corner. Sometimes a good challenge for yourself, but do get down and have a watch. It's would be great to have you along. There's lots of supporters in today, which is great to see. And it's only going to get busier as the day goes on. At the moment, it's quite an early qualifying session for us, but once the racing gets going, we will have, I'm sure, lots of people making their way into the Red Bull Ring today. Well, let's get back with the times, because we have had the pit stop phases complete, really, of this session. Teams coming in just to make a couple of adjustments, then going back out. The pit lane is empty, so all cars are out there, I believe. We only have, I think, Lizowski in the pits, but that's just the one car. Other than that, that's at the very end of the pit lane, but other than that, it looks pretty busy out on track, as Onslow Cole is finding, almost hitting a bit of traffic, which is affecting his lap. Tom Onslow Cole has actually just gone to the top of the standings whilst we were reading through the calendar there. And we have a red flag out. Now, I'm not too sure what this is for. Looking out the window, I do not see any cars off the circuit, but I will tell you, I cannot see an awful amount from where I'm sat on the start-finish straight. So clearly, we have had an issue somewhere around the circuit, and we have a red flag out. Unless it's for a different reason. But we have a new pole sitter. Tom Onslow Cole wouldn't be his first pole of the season either, so apologies for not spotting that one straight away. Was it down to a limp racing going round? Stanislaw Jasinski, who didn't have a good run yesterday, seems to have run into some problems today. Unless he's spun under red flag, which I really hope hasn't happened. So Tom Onslow Cole, Pro-Am car on pole position, leading pro team is Johnny Adam for Optimum Motorsport in the Aston Martin. Now, the best finish that Ollie Wilkinson has had in that car, scored 10 points at Hockenheim. And that was in race number 2. And that was a third place finish. Oh, here we can see the reaction. Well, Giacomo Alto was clearly on a good lap there. Very, very frustrated to see the red flag come out. And I think it was due to that Olymp racing car that had spun round. So the pit lane becomes very busy. And has Tom Onslow Cole's time been taken away? Yes, it has. So Tom Onslow Cole's time has been taken away. So he is no longer on pole position. Well, let's run you through the order then. It is Johnny Adam leading for Optimum Motorsport. Edward Cheever the third for Spirit of Race is second. Alan Coder is third place in the Teo Martin Motorsport car. Fran Rueda one of the other Teo Martin cars is fourth. Enrique Chavez is fifth. Then is Giacomo Alto, Tom Onslow Cole, Norbert Siedler, Thomas Jaeger, Mateusz Lezowski, Alessio Martinez, Betske Visser, Frederick Schandorf. Then we have Raffaele Gianmaria, Daniel Zampieri, Nicolas Pola, Miguel Ramos, Davide Roda, Giuseppe Cipriani, Alexander Echuina, and Stanislaw Zhedinsky. An absolute car park at the end of the pit lane at the moment. And first out of the pits is going to be, is that the one of the Lazarus racing cars, I think might be first out. We'll have a look once they get out onto circuit. We are on board with Betske Visser. Now, yesterday they had a strong qualifying with sixth. Richard Gonda doing very well in that session. Betske Visser could do with just finding a little bit of time here, but they have fantastic race pace. Just saw her put the wipers on very briefly. I think the fact that they're not on any longer means that perhaps we don't have any spots of rain. I wonder if that was the case. I can't obviously tell from where I'm sat if there is any rain falling. What I can tell you about the weather is that it's quite grey out there. The temperature is fairly stable, or at least it was when I was walking over to the commentary box. Kind of t-shirt weather, if you like. Not a lot of wind around either, but we're in Austria. The forecast is unpredictable, and I imagine that could have changed over the course of the hour or so that I've been up here. Let's have a listen with Betske Visser. Fantastic stuff. Here we come up to the penultimate corner. You'll see Visser now just going to back off and just allow the car ahead to get a little bit of space. And now she's probably going to floor it. There we were. On board Betske Visser. Right, we'll keep an eye on sector times as they come in. That is spots of rain on that camera lens, so it is raining out there. And I imagine that was probably the frustration from Giacomo Alto. Once again, running wide at turn 1, very, very frustrated. Clearly, it was due to the fact that he may have seen some spots of rain falling, which probably caught the Olymp racing car out. We can just about see it. If you look closely on the windshield of that car, you'll be able to see there is very slight spots of rain. And I think Giacomo Alto knew that he was on probably one of his last chances to go quicker. If the rain doesn't fall very heavily, we will certainly see a chance for some teams to improve, but whether we'll see someone go quicker overall is another story. At the moment, I can tell you not one single driver is going quicker out there. And Giacomo Alto definitely won't be, because he is being held up at the moment by the 75 car of Thomas Jaeger. Jaeger now moves aside to let him through, and Alto is released. But more traffic up ahead. Alto's going to have to back off. And now coming into the final 2 corners we go. Alto's going to get to the final corner now and it's going to have to floor it. So let's listen to this. And we'll throw a racing car going for it. maybe another time. But Alto, you can just see him coming across the line now. There he goes. And he's going to start his lap. Right, we do have people going quicker, by the way. Enrique Chavez has gone quicker in the first sector in the 59. In the 14, Norbert Siedler has as well. That's where we saw the frustration of Giacomo Alto. We did catch this one from on board. Let's see. Just takes too much curb, unsettles the car, gets it all out of shape. And Alto, yes, not very happy with that at all. A very Italian reaction, I'd say, to that one. Here we go down towards turn number 4, sorry. Who's this we are looking at? It's one of our various Lamborghinis we have out there. Wipers going. That's the number 6, so Daniel Zampieri. There's the 17 of Fran Rueda. Fran Rueda is not going quick on this lap. Mateusz Lizowski is setting a pretty good time, actually, in the number 77. Enrique Chavez is going quicker, though, as well. And we're with him now. Up to the line he goes. What can Enrique Chavez do? Goes third, so the track is quicker. So Enrique Chavez, 128.1. They jump up to third place, similar to what they did yesterday. And in fact, it was Grenier who went quicker at the end yesterday, but a good qualifying from them once again at the moment. They were on the front row yesterday, were Kodjic and Chavez. Chavez in the car now, third for them at the moment. Adam still leads there with a 127.8. Fran Rueda in the 17's going quicker. We've just picked him up now. Good work from our crew who've been covering the race this weekend. Always a good job by them, but is Fran Rueda backing off? I wonder. I don't think he did. I think he was still able to go through it. His second sector time will tell. But Johnny Adam a bit further back has gone purple through the first sector. He's quickest out there at the moment. He's going even quicker. Fran Rueda will hit the line first, so we'll stay with him for now, and I'll keep you updated on what Johnny Adam does through the second sector. You can see the times at the bottom of your picture. You can see Fran Rueda is still going quicker, despite having gone a little bit slower in the second sector, still going quicker overall as they now come up to the penultimate corner. Fran Rueda, can he go any quicker in this final sector and improve on 6th place? Let's have a look as they come out of the final corner up to the line. What does Fran Rueda do? 128.2 to beat, and does go quicker, goes 128.1. Enrique Chavez, I think, has gone quicker as well, and it's gone to second place with a 127.9. But here comes Johnny Adam. He's on an absolute flyer at the moment. He's hit just a little bit of traffic at the end. Can he go quicker, though? No, I think a little bit delayed towards the end there, perhaps. And Johnny Adam does not go quicker and probably won't be able to on this final lap as well, as Giacomo Alto just goes third place. There he is coming into turn 1 now. Giacomo Alto goes quicker, goes up to third place. Checkered flag is now out, so this is the final chances to improve. And through sector 1, Johnny Adam has not improved, nor has Enrique Chavez. What about Giacomo Alto, who we are following now? Edward Cheever III has taken the flag and will be 4th at best. Giacomo Alto has not improved through the first sector. Betske Visser has, though, down in 12th place. She is going a little bit quicker on this lap. Let's see what Giacomo Alto do, because that, I'd say, is where the real threat for pole position is going to become. It is extremely close out there. Less than 3/10 between the top 6 teams at the moment. Giacomo Alto only needs to find 1.5 to improve from 3rd to pole position. Overall, there is just under 7/10 between the top 11 cars and 1 second, splitting 17 cars in 3 different classes. Here we go across the line. I think this is one of the Mercedes coming across the line, but no improvements. Doesn't look like anyone's really going quicker out there. Alessio Martinez is going quicker. Have we seen any improvements? I think Onslow Cole did just improve and has jumped up to 4th place with a 128.051. What about Giacomo Alto up to the line? I'd be very surprised if we see an improvement here from Alto. We don't. So Alto not able to go quicker. I think Edward Cheever III, yes, has taken the flag, sorry. Norbert Siedler hasn't, but went very slow through the first sector. Betske Visser did improve, but went to 10th with a 128.515. Well, they're very happy. pole position it is for them. You can see Ollie Wilkinson there with the jacket on to the right of screen. He is the regular driver in that car. Is this Giacomo Alton being delayed? Yes, that's the Lazarus Racing 26. And that perhaps ruined a good time for Giacomo Alto. Oh, what a shame. What a shame. It's something you often see around the Red Bull Ring. It's a very tight part of the circuit. There's Johnny Adam, by the way. He's just come in. Looks very pleased with that pole position for them. I believe that's probably their first of the season as well, but I'll confirm that for you in just a second. It's Johnny Adam then who takes a pole position from Enrique Chavez for Teo Martin Motorsport, just half a tenth between them. Giacomo Alto third, despite being delayed on the last lap. Onslow Cole up to fourth, 19th yesterday, so a good performance by them today. Ed Cheever the third, fifth, Fran Rueda sixth. Then it was Koda, Lizowski, Seidler and Visser. Then we had Schandorf, Jaeger, Martinez, Ramos, Gianmaria, Zampieri, Pola, Roda, Cipriani, Rachuina. They'll be disappointed to be down that far. They were well up in the top 10 yesterday, were that team. As Stanislaus Jadinsky at the back of the field. So the top three in each class are Adam, Chavez and Alto. Then the Pro-Am cars, Onslow Cole, Cheever the third, and Koda. And then it will be Roda, Cipriani, and Rachuina in terms of the AM class. All the AM class at the very back of the field, the last four on the grid. So it will be good to see them together battling away at the start. Likewise, our two leading Pro-Am cars, fourth and fifth respectively. But one thing I have to say is just how extremely close it was. It was only 1 second between the top 17 as third place, though, starting from the inside of row number 2, will be Giacomo Alto, just 1.5 tenths back. Second place, Enrique Chavez, second in the championship. Can they go to the top today? But they have yet to win this season, and new driver in for this round, Johnny Adam, has done the business for Optimum Motorsport in the Aston Martin. He has put that car on pole position, and we're going to go down and hear from him now.
Johnny Adam just arrived to the International GT Open and on pole position.
Yeah, no, it's a lovely debut in the championship, and I really enjoyed yesterday's race. The level of the championship is really high, so great for Aston Martin. You know, obviously this is a single car team with Optimum Motorsport, and yeah, to bag their first pole position is very nice. Very close though. At the end there was a couple of hundreds between quite a few cars. So yeah, great starting position for later on this afternoon. And the guys have done a great job all weekend as a team to get the car really dialed in for this circuit here. So we're looking good so far.
And you may know that today's is a very special race.
Yeah, it's a special race, and we don't carry any pit stop penalty today. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. Ollie's been driving superb all weekend, so we'll try and go for the big victory if we can. But so far it's going well.
All the best. Thank you. Well done.